So I was sitting on the other side of my tent here, kind of on the other side of my bike, with looking out at the view behind me, and I heard people talking over in this direction, and I looked back and there was a guy with a shotgun coming up towards the tent, and another person and some dogs and stuff behind him. Turned out to be, yes, a young guy, probably about 25 or so, carrying a shotgun, walking with what I believe was his mother, who had a machete in her hand, and two small dogs, like hunting dogs. My Spanish is not very good, so I was just able to say, like, hey, I'm traveling with my bicycle through Colombia and Ecuador for 3 months, and then they asked me some other things which I didn't understand, but in the end, they weren't like upset that I was here or anything. I think they were just curious who I was and what I was doing. So it turned out okay, but it was the guy had the shotgun in his hand the whole time, and the woman was like swinging the machete around. So quite a way to wake up in the morning. Not exactly what I was hoping for, some peace and quiet up here. You try to get away from people and they find you. I'm going to start packing up my things now. Getting disturbed in this way has made me want to get out of here. So pack up my things, and then I have a short downhill bike ride into this valley that you see behind me here. So that's the direction I'm headed. I've dipped down so far in this valley now that now I'm gonna have to go back up over this ridge that you see behind me. Quite a bit of climbing, and it looks super steep. The road going up over that path, super steep. I get asked a lot of questions about my bike tours, but the one question almost nobody asks, and it's surprising actually, is what do you think about the whole time you're biking? Because when you're on a bike tour, you really do have a lot of time to just sit and think, and you can choose what you want to think about, whether you want to think about how hungry or tired or sore you are, or something else. And yeah, what do I think about when I'm on my bikes? Sometimes how tired and hungry and sore I am, but very rarely. Most of the time I'm thinking about other things I want to do when I have a chance. Ways to improve bicycle touring pro, things like that. I'm also, trying to learn certain things. I'm reading books out here, listening to podcasts, so I think about those kinds of things a lot, whatever I happen to be consuming. And yeah, but it's certainly something to think about if you're planning a bike tour, is how are you going to spend your time on the bike and off, and what are you going to think about while you're out there? It's kind of an important question, actually. Very few people think about it. Oh gosh. Kind of surprised I was able to go up this with just one hand on the handlebars. It is so beautiful up here, it's awesome. So I'm back in town now, entering the outskirts of town, Sachica. This is where I was 2 nights ago. And I'm going back to the same hotel where I stayed. I'm gonna stay there tonight as well before I continue on up the road. So I kind of went in a big circle over the last 2 days, but I just wanted to go up the mountain and, I don't know, get some peace and solitude. And just like that, I'm back in town. The bells are ringing here. I'm not gonna go straight to my hotel. I'm just kind of hanging out for a little bit, and then I'll go to the hotel, take a shower, do some computer work for the rest of the night. It'll be good. So here's my dinner I got tonight. Plantains, potatoes, salad, rice, and I don't know what that is again. I think it's like yucca or something. I forget what they call it. Anyways, there it is.
Dozens of world leaders and also the grimace. And I sure miss George W. Bush. We have a great show.